everybody, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. This is Jeanette, and today we are going to be working on square number 228, the Filet flower Granny Square. This is a nice open airy pattern, fairly simple to do. There's a few little tricky bits in the pattern, but once you understand what they're telling you to do, it's really not hard at all. So let's go ahead and get our hooks and our yarn and get started making the square. Just in case for the little tricky bits, if you want, you should probably have a couple of stitch markers ready. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so we start this square with a chain of 14. 11, 12, 13, okay, 14, and then we start by double crocheting into the 6th chain. So 1, 2, 3, into the 6th chain, you make your first double crochet. So it should look like that with a loop on the end. Chain 1, skip a chain, double crochet into the next, and chain 1, skip a chain, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip a chain, double crochet into the next, and one more time, chain 1, skip a chain, and double crochet into the last. Okay, that is the first row of your square, and the way we turn on this one is not typical of how we turn on others. We're going to chain 1 and then single crochet into the double crochet and chain 3, and single crochet chain 3 is going to take the place of our first double crochet chain 1. So now we double crochet into the next, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and double crochet into the next, chain 1, and into the last. We are going to skip this next chain and double crochet into the next. So that's what is that, the 4th chain. I'll have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, into the 4th chain of the beginning chains. Oh, that's tight. Okay. So that is your second row. It straightens out with the next few rounds, so don't worry too much about how it looks here. So we are going to repeat that row 2 for the next 3 rows, 3, 4, and 5. So chain 1, turn, single crochet into the double crochet, chain 3, and then double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet and chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet and chain 1, and then finally we are going to double crochet into the 2nd chain. So that would be this one, and that is row 3 finished. So basically we are making the filet mesh for the center of our square. So go ahead and repeat the last 2 rows for the next 2 rows, rows 4 and 5, and we'll meet back here when we're done to continue on with the square. Alright, so here we are at the end of round 5. We are not fastening off. This whole square is designed to be done in one color. If you would like to change your colors, that's perfectly fine. Wherever you see at the end of a section or a row where you need to slip stitch and then start your next row or section, that would be where you would change colors. I'm going to continue in the same color. So when we are at the end of our 5th row for the center of the square, we are going to chain 1, and this little section right here is our corner space. So we are going to work down the side now. So we're going to make 3 double crochets into this space, and then 2 double crochets in, 2 single crochets into this space, 2 single crochets into this space, 2 into this space, and we are at the next corner space. So we are going to put 5 single crochets. I'm just going to go over my end for a little bit here. So 5 single crochets. That's 2. That's 3, 4, and 5. And now along this bottom space, we are not going to work into these double crochets. We are going to work into the spaces. So we're going to put 2 single crochets in each of these chain 1 spaces. Okay, so now we are back at the next corner. Well, not back, but we are at the next corner. So this is going to get 5 single crochets. And this round is just to kind of square it off, make it nice and neat for the rest of what we're going to be doing. And that should be 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are going to work 2 into each of these 3 spaces. So 2 single crochets into this space, 2 into this space, and 2 into this space. We're at the next corner, so that one gets 5. 3, 4, and 5. And we're at the top. We're going to do the same as we did on the bottom, and we are not going to work into the tops of these double crochets. We are going to put 2 singles into each chain 1 space. So 2 into this space, 2 into this space, and 2 into this space. And we are back at our first corner where we put 3. So we are going to put 2 more into this space, so we have our 5, and join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. And this is what you should have at the end of, this is round 1. Alright, so we start the second round with a chain 1, and we single crochet into the same stitch that we slip stitched into. And sometimes it's helpful because it kind of blends in with these side stitches to mark your stitch with a stitch marker. And then we are going to chain 4. And now we are going to skip 3 stitches. and single crochet into the 4th. And then we are going to chain 4 again. This time we skip 2 stitches and single crochet into the 3rd, and we chain 4 again, and we skip 3 stitches this time and single crochet into the 4th. So we are at the corner. So we are going to repeat this sequence here on the other 3 sides, and we'll go through it one more time. We chain 4 and we skip 3 stitches and single crochet into the 4th. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the 4th, then we chain 4 and we skip 2 stitches and single crochet into the 3rd, and then chain 4 and we skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet. Okay, so I am at the end of the 2nd round. I've done my last chain 4, and we are going to join with a slip stitch into our first single crochet. Now we are going to slip stitch into the next chain 4 space, chain 1, and we are going to single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet 3 times, half double crochet, and single crochet, all into that chain 4 space. And just for the heck of it, I will throw All right, here we are at the end of, what is this, the 3rd round. And I've done my last single crochet here. And this is one of the little tricky bits, but not hard. Let's take the stitch marker out. You take your hook, you put it into the back of your work. You bring your hook, your loop over, and with your hook, you bring it through that first single crochet and to the back. And that is how we end this round. Now to start the 4th round, I'm just going to tighten this up a bit. Chain 1, and we're working with our square facing us on the right side, but we're working on the back. So this round, what we're going to do is back post single crochets around these posts of the single crochets from round 2. So it sounds confusing, but it's not as bad as it sounds. So we chain 1. I don't like it too loose. We go behind like that, pull our loop up, and single crochet. And I'll take you through a few of these. The first one is the worst because you're dealing with the area that you slip stitch, so the rest aren't too bad. And now in each section, between each back post single crochet, we are going to chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we are now at our next single crochet. We go from the back around, we pull a loop up to the back of the work, and single crochet, chain 9, we are at the next. So from the back around the post, grab a loop, pull it through, single crochet, chain 9, here's our corner single crochet, go around, single crochet. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to walk you through, then I'm going to leave you guys to go ahead and repeat this all the way around. It's always the same between each of these stitches, single crochets from the second round. You're going to do the back post, single crochet, and chain 9. Oh, 9. Okay. And you can see the loops that you're creating. We are going to work into these on the next round. So go ahead and finish that all the way around, and I'll meet you back when we're ready to start the next round. All right, so this is the last chain of 9. We are back at the beginning, and now we need to find the first single crochet. It kind of twists a little bit, I think. Let's see. This is it right here. Probably should have put a stitch marker into that one. All right, there we go. We join with our slip stitch. And now we are going to slip stitch into the next 4 chains. This is going to get us to the middle of our chain 9 space. So it's 2, 3, and 4, and try to keep them as loose as you can so you don't distort that one chain. Now we chain 1, we single crochet into that chain 9 space, and now we chain 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we get our next chain 9 section, and we single crochet into the space. we chain 7 again. We get our next chain 9 section, and we single crochet into the space. Okay, so now we are going to make our corner. So this one is a chain of 9. So we've chained 9, and we are going to single crochet into the next chain 9 space. And we're going to repeat this around. Chain of 7, single crochet into the next chain 9 space, chain of 7, single crochet into the next chain 9 space, and we need to make our next corner, so now it's a chain of 9. Single crochet into the next chain 9 space. And you can see what we're creating here. That's what you should have. So go ahead and repeat that around your last 2 sides. Chain 7, single crochet into the next chain 9 space, chain 7, single crochet into the next chain 9 space, chain 9, single crochet into the next chain 9 space, chain 7, single crochet into this space, chain 7, single crochet into this space, chain 9. I'll meet you back here when we're ready to join. Okay, here is the last section, the corner one, which is a chain 9. We slip stitch into the beginning single crochet, and that is what you should have at the end of round 5. And just to firm up the sides of the square, because it is a little flimsy, we are now going to do a round of single crochet all the way around. So we've slip stitched, now we chain 1, and going into this chain space we are going to work 6 single crochets, then we're going right into the next chain space and working 6 more single crochets, and you can see already it's making that nice and firm. It lays nicer. So now we're going into our corner space, and in this one we're going to work 3 single crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more single crochets. This just gives it more structure. It looks a lot better, in my opinion. Makes a world of difference. Now we're going into the next chain space and we're working 6 single crochets, so that should be 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the next space, and we work 6 single crochets, Okay, and we are at our next corner. So just like we did with the last one, we're going to work 3 single crochets. Okay, everybody, we are at the end of the last round, the single crochet round. This is our last corner. I went ahead and cut the yarn, pulled it through the last single crochet that I made, and now I'm going to do a invisible join around the first single crochet, 1, 2, 3, this, which is this one right here, and you just duplicate the stitch, just like that. Can't even tell. Flip it over and feed it through on the back side. It really doesn't take much to lock it into place. It'll never come out. If you weave back and forth a few times, you're pretty much good. No knots needed. You just go ahead and finish this, and you can see sometimes I join with the slip stitch and weave my ends in. Sometimes I do it this way. I guess just depends how I feel. Let's go back through. Try not to pull it too tight so you don't distort that one section, so it's not obvious what you're doing. If you pull too tight, you'll be able to tell. I'll just feed this through a little bit more. Please don't mind my 2-year-old screaming in the background. All right, cut this off, cut that off, and that is 228 Filet flower. I hope you enjoyed making this square. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment section below or on our Facebook group page. Hope you enjoy. See you next time. Bye.